Shalom Israel. When I originally saw this interview, I was really blown away by how the Most High uses all of us for righteousness and wickedness. But a number of scriptures came to mind. I'm gonna let the video play, and then we'll go back and then we'll filter through the scriptures.
Joe Kellinger, currently serving a life sentence for sex-related murder here at the State Hospital for the Criminally Insane, just outside Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I'm a patient person, got a good listening ear, and try to help people.
You're patient with a good ear, and you try to help people.
Yes.
When you're not trying to murder them.
Yes.
When Kellinger's reign of terror ended, 3 were dead, including his 14-year-old son.
You murdered your own son?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
He was a sacrifice. I was to murder 3 million people on the planet Earth. And he was a sacrifice to see if I could murder one of my own. At the end of murdering all the people on Earth, I was going to murder my own family and then take my own life and become God.
What do you think of the death penalty?
I'm opposed to it.
The state has no right to take your life, but you can murder other people?
I don't think anyone has the right to take a life.
Except you?
When I'm under hallucination, I do.
These voices from God, these hallucinations, do you still experience them?
Yes, I do.
Often?
Often.
Do you ever feel violent?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel like doing?
Killing people.
You still feel like killing people?
Yes.
Describe the feeling that you get when you feel like killing people.
Well, last March 11th, I was hallucinating, and I took a razor blade and I cut a man's throat.
Here in the hospital?
Here in the hospital.
Do you think you'd murder me, Joe?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
And you don't blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
I'm gonna pause it right there. Do you see the dead dry look in his eyes? Like there's you can tell this man is still full of tremendous and demons. Okay, so let's back it up a second, because he said a number of things that we need to filter through the scriptures. 1 Samuel 16 verse 14. Can a person be possessed by demons? Absolutely. Right? But let's utilize 1 Samuel 16 and 14 as an example. But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. Let's understand something right away. Most High controls all spirits. He's the father of spirits, okay? So when this man says that, hey, I'm having hallucinations, put it in your mind. That's the same thing Saul went through. We got to remember, in the scriptures, it tells us that evil spirit tormented Saul, right? So even when that occurred, what is the first thing that Saul wanted to do? Saul wanted to kill David. He wanted to take David out. He wanted to murder him. Even in the book of Matthew, and I'm paraphrasing, we got to remember, when this gentleman here in the video talked about he slit a man's throat in the hospital. You got to remember, even the book of Matthew, when that man was possessed by a legion of demons, he would be off in the cave, cutting himself with stones. So when those evil spirits jump on you, when the Most High has that proverbial heavenly counsel, and the evil spirits jump on you, man, you can kill yourself, you can kill others. As he mentioned in this video here, he wanted to kill 3 million people. You heard him say it. After he killed all the people on the earth, he wanted to kill his own family, right? Because something we got to keep in mind is that Isaiah 45 and 7. The Most High says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil, right? You can tie that right in with these next few precepts to see how the Most High operates. Proverbs 16 and 4. Yahweh has created everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble, right? So he creates the evil. He creates the wicked to carry out his will. Does he not? Right? That's something we always got to keep in mind. And this man here with this dead look in his eyes is a prime example, right? Like the scriptures say in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, the scriptures read, I kill and I make alive. Right? Something I'm learning now recently to keep in my mind. Psalms 17 and 13. The wicked is his sword. You know, he uses this man here in the video to carry out his will. Right? Even the scripture in Romans comes to mind. And even though it's talking about Esau and Jacob, but it's still a prime example. Speaking of Esau, he says one vessel he has for honorable use and another vessel for dishonorable use. What you're looking at here is the prime example of a vessel used for dishonorable use. Even if the man said, even if he was out, he still would probably be killing people. He probably would kill Geraldo if he could. You know, I'll close out with this scripture here in Ecclesiasticus that we got to always keep in mind. Life and death both come from the Lord. When a baby's born, it comes from the Lord. When someone dies, whether it's an accident, whether it's cancer, whether you're murdered, life and death come from the Lord. So this is just a reminder to always fear the Lord. You never know. I mean, I'm sure there's other people walking around with these same spirits on them, because we got to remember, after the spirits carry out their assignments, they go back to the Most High for another assignment, you know. And sometimes they carry out assignment in a person, and like the scripture says, sometimes they go back to a person. They say, hey, the house is swept in order. Let me go back to the house that I was in before. And he bring back more demons, in 7 more demons even worse than the first. So I know you brothers and sisters get the point. Shalom.